Hi, welcome to the Polyglot Engineer channel. So today I want to talk about properties. What are properties and how do we use them? So if you're familiar with other languages like C# or Java for that matter, you can set members or fields on those objects and then you can make them accessible. In C# in particular, you can actually create properties. In languages like Java, for example, you can set getters and setters. That's my cat, excuse me. So one of the things that's interesting about properties is that they make it very easy for you to encapsulate that data inside of your classes and then make it easily accessible to people that are trying to use your classes once they've instantiated as objects. So let's take a quick look. And if you look right here, we can see that I have an instance variable called name for the name of the vehicle. But let's say I want to make that accessible as a property. To do that in Objective-C, all I have to do is come over here and say add property. And we'll make this an NS string and set it to name. Now, if I want to use that, all I have to do is come over here. And if I wanted to, I can come over here. I could say Porsche for this object. But because I've created a property, it's automatically created a setter for that. So I can come over here. I can say set name and then pass in my new name. And now I have a new name. So if I come here and run this, compile, boom. Now we can see that the name has been changed to compare. So one of the things that's interesting about this, if we go back in here and take a look at this, you can see here I had this instance variable called underscore name. So by default, if I hadn't done anything here with my instance variables and just declare the property for name, that will automatically, in Objective-C, in the compiler, will automatically create a underscore name for my property called name. So now if I wanted to, something else I could also do here is instead of setting this like this, I can come here and I can actually use dot notation like I'd use like in Java or C#. So I can say name and then set that to Cabrera. And I go and run that. The other thing that's nice about this is that now it's also, I get a getter for free as well. And the way you can access that is I can come over here, I can say slog, we will come over here and we'll pass in the string value. In this case, I can say, if I wanted to, I could just come over here, my square brackets and say Porsche and then name. But another way of doing this is also just to use the dot notation. So this is also accessible the same way. And then you can see it's used that name now. And that is how you can create and use properties in Objective-C.